Alrighty. So with all of these, we want to start out using cross products, and then we're going to solve. I want to point out ones like this. You see there's a negative sign out front here. Take this one and put it up into either the numerator or the denominator. It'll make your life easier. And I'll tell you honestly, if you put it up with a number, that'll be 10 times easier. So we're going to cross multiply. All right. And now we are going to distribute. And I will say up on YouTube, there is a whole video dedicated solely to problems like this. If you're looking at this and saying to yourself, whoa, Mr. Webster, I don't remember how to do any of this. It's okay. Add the 8 to both sides. We're going to add the 50 to both sides. Then we can divide the 52 over. You'll notice we're getting this really ugly looking decimal, right? Or ugly looking fraction. That's okay. And then we notice we can take a 2 out of the top and a 2 out of the bottom. So divide the top by 2, divide the bottom by 2. And that is in simplest form. And we're going to leave it right there for this one. All right, let's do the other ones. This one probably is the hardest one right here, this first one. I'm going to be very honest with you. It's got a whole bunch of stuff going on. So once again, do your cross products. Distribute. And you'll also, one thing to notice what I'm doing here is I'm specifically not trying to do all of this in one step. Notice how I wrote it out with the products first before I took the time to distribute. The reason I did that is because that makes life easier. All right, I'm going to subtract 5v from both sides. I'm going to subtract 100. I have a negative 25 and a negative 100. They add to be negative. We're going to divide both sides by 5. We know that it goes evenly because the top here ends in 5, right? Don't forget to drop down that minus sign. All right. All right, let's do the next one. We've got m plus 5 over m plus 6 equals 2 over 4. Once again, we are going to do our cross products. So we've got 4 times m plus 5 equals 2 times m plus 6. Now we can distribute. 4 times 5 is 20. 2 times 6 is 12. Subtract the 2m. Subtract the 20. Divide by 2. get -4. All right, for this last one, let's move you over here so I can get everything. All right, so here, once again, we'll do our cross products. 5 times 2x minus 1 equals 6 times 7x minus 4. Distribute. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 4 is 24. Let's subtract the 10x over. Doesn't matter which way you go. Remember, you're making a choice. Either way, you're going to get the same answer. It's just, you want to always choose which way you go. 24 minus 5 is 19. And then we can divide both sides by 32. And that's what we get. Now, 19 and 32 are relatively prime. They don't have any common factors, so we don't have to worry about simplifying it. There's nothing to simplify anyway. Okay. So why are we reviewing proportions like this from Algebra 1? It's because we're going to really get deep into proportions. Last class, during last class, what we did was we talked about the proportions made from right triangles, dropping that altitude down and using the geometric mean. Here, we're going to be making more proportions. These aren't going to be a geometric mean, though. This is just going to be a straight up proportion, just like what we did in the bell ringer. All right. So we've got basically two concepts. They're going to sort of take the one concept and split it up a little bit. Split it up because it's called the side splitter theorem. I didn't even do that on purpose, but that's what it's called, the side splitter theorem. So basically, what it's saying is, now they put it in some kind of way here. They do bottom over top equals bottom over top, but we know working with proportions, we're allowed to sort of flip stuff around a little bit. So I personally like to do it like this. I like to go top over bottom equals top over bottom. Basically, just look at the picture, put fraction bars through that one line, and then an equal sign in the middle. That way, you don't have to think so hard. So that knowing the way that I think, I go like this. So it would have been, instead of it being XR over RQ, I'm doing RQ over XR, and then this is flipped too. Yeah. RQ over XR and QS over YS, right? I'm flipping it around. So let's talk about, are we good? Everybody copied this that wants it? Okay. So going forward, like I said, I don't want to do too much thinking here. All I have to do, I'm going to put a fraction bar here, put an equal sign in the middle, and then I'm good to go. 12 over X plus 1 equals 9 over X. right? See what all I did? This over this, equal sign in the middle. So I'm going to do cross products. That's a 1. And once again, notice I'm not trying to do 2 steps at once. I'm writing it out like this for a reason. Make life easier on yourself. And solve, we're going to solve for x. Subtract the 9x to both sides. Divide both sides by 3. That is x. Let's go back to the instructions and make sure that we have done what we were asked to do. What is the value of x? Well, we found the value of x. So we know that we did it right. And if you're like, well, I don't know if is this math right? Well, look, x equals 3 according to our work. Let's plug it back in. Is 12 over 3 plus 1 the same as 9 over 3? Is 12 divided by 4 equal to 9 divided by 3? Yes. So we know we did it right. Okay. Now it's your turn. Okay. So once again, same idea. Put the fraction bars in, put a equal sign in the middle. A over a plus 4 equals 12 over 18. Do your cross products. And like I said, it helps me to write it out this way first, to have this be the landing spot before I continue. It makes a difference to me because it means I don't have to do 2 things at once. And just subtract the 12a. Well, 48 divided by 6 is 8. And if I plug it in again, just to make sure, 8 over 12. Is 8 over 12 the same thing as 12 over 18? Yeah, these both simplify to 2/3. So we know we did it right. So this, what I wanna be very clear about is this is the exact same thing as this. It's just now, instead of it being a triangle shape, it's like a trapezoid shape. So here's the thing. Don't think of this any differently than that other one. Still the exact same thing, This over this equals this over this. Same exact property. Doesn't matter that it's a triangle. Doesn't matter that it's just lines. It's the same idea. So let's look. We want to know what the length of site A along the river is, the length along the river here. So we're looking for this value, right? So once again, I'm going to do right? X over 9 equals 8 over 7.2. So let's do that. Let's do our cross product. 7.2 x equals 9 times 8 is 72. (72) divided by 7.2, that's 10, right? Everybody sees that? 7.2 times what is 72? 10. So that's the answer right there. Yards, right? So I found this length over here what you're going to end up finding is the length along the road of site C. All right, let's go over this. So you've got a lot of options. I'm not going to tell you any way that you have to do it. If you're just, okay, well, I've got the 8 and the 7.2 over here, I'll just do this one. But remember, from this last one, we do still have that 10, right? This is still a valid thing. It's the exact same problem, right? So if you wanted to, you could totally use the 10 and the 9, right? You could do 10 over 9 equals 6.4 over x, or you could use 8 over 7.2 equals 6.4 over x. I don't care which one you do. Same answer either way. Let's show it. 10x, 6.4 times 9. Let's find out. 9 times 6 is 54, plus 3 is 57. Yeah, that seems right. Let's do the same thing here. We divide by 10. We should get 5.76 yards. Right? Let's show that it's the same thing here. We got 8x equals something. Let's do the calculation. 6.4 times 7.2. 8, 28, carry the 0, 12, 6 times 7 is 42, plus 1 is 43. Two decimal places, 8, 0, 46.08, and then we're going to divide that by 8. Yeah, that seems about right. Eight does not go into 4. It goes into 46 5 times. 40, right? Drop down the 0. 8 goes into 67 times. Drop down the 8. 8 goes into 48 6 times. See, same answer. Now, obviously, one of those felt easier, probably, I would imagine, right? But that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't matter which way you go. One way, the other way, doesn't matter. All right. Last concept to talk about, the triangle angle bisector theorem. I don't want you to think that this is any different. And again, they give it this way, but I'm telling you, same idea. Do the exact same thing. They did bottom over bottom equals top over top. But like, look at the picture. It lends itself to that proportion of this over this equals this over this. Don't try and be extra if you don't have to. All right? Everybody good? Let's move forward. So once again, I'm just going to do that. 10 over 12 equals 18 over x. I'm going to do my cross products. 18 times 12. How did I mess that up? Because I'm trying to do shortcuts. This is what happens when you do a shortcut, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let this happen to you. 8, 16, 2, 1, 3, 0, 8, 1, 6, 11. Can't count. And divide both sides by 10. 21.6. Okay. Your turn. Same idea. Left over left equals right over right. Give this a try. I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock. Okay. So let's go over this once again. It's just a matter of top over bottom equals top over bottom. So let's do our cross products. 16y equals whatever this is. 24 times 9.6. 24, 6 times 2 is 12, plus 2 is 14. Carry the 0. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 2 is 18, 19, 20, 21. And 1 decimal point. So 230.4. And we're just going to divide that by 16. Well, what is that? So what do we got here? Well, 16 goes into 2 no times. Goes into 23 once. Drop down the 0. Goes into 70, 16, 32, 48, 64, 4 times. Leaves us with, well, now it's exactly 4 times, right? So that's nice. So here y we get 14.4 exactly.